We're witnessing a profound paradigm shift right now. We're moving away from treating AI as a simple chatbot. We're architecting autonomous 5-person marketing agencies.
Yeah.
And we're doing it inside a single folder. Beat.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're exploring a radically different way to work.
We're completely rethinking human-computer interaction here. It's not about writing one perfect prompt anymore. It's about building a structured digital ecosystem.
If you're listening to this, you've probably spent hours wrangling a generic AI.
Oh, yeah.
You try to get it to write just one decent email, and it usually ends up sounding...
Right, and then it starts with, in today's fast-paced digital landscape.
It drives people insane.
It really is.
Our mission today is highly specific. We're going to unpack exactly how to turn Claude Code into a repeatable marketing system. We'll use a test case of a travel brand. The brand is called Go Travel. We'll look at how this system builds an entire campaign autonomously. Beat. Okay, let's unpack this. I am incredibly ready for this. The framework we are looking at is brilliant. It completely solves the blank page problem.
Before we can build the software environment, we have to conceptually define our employees.
Right.
We're building an AI agency, so we need to understand the fundamental difference between a skill and an agent.
This is the core rule of the entire setup. People try to automate their entire business on day one.
Yeah.
They end up with an AI that's like aggressively replying to their mom's emails. You have to start with the foundational element.
If we're setting up this system, we start with skills.
Exactly. A skill is a repeatable workflow. It's a highly specific playbook.
Okay.
You don't just ask the AI to write a blog post. You create a custom blog writing skill.
Walk me through what that actually looks like mechanically.
It's a document containing specific SEO rules. It includes your exact brand voice guidelines. It has internal linking rules. It even has an editing checklist.
Wow.
The AI doesn't guess anymore. It reads that file and follows your predefined process.
It's like a restaurant. The skills are the exact recipe cards.
Yeah.
And the agents are the specific chefs working the stations.
That's a perfect way to visualize it. The agents are the specialized team members. They execute those specific recipes.
Right.
You might have a market researcher. You might have a creative designer. They have entirely different cognitive jobs.
Hovering above all of this is something called a clay..md file.
Right. A .md or markdown file is a basic text document that strips away messy formatting.
Okay.
This specific file acts as the general manager. It gives the overarching instructions. It tells the chefs which recipes to use.
I have to push back here.
Sure.
Why do we need separate agents?
Yeah.
Why not just ask one super smart AI to do everything at once?
Because mixing complex tasks leads to massive logic degradation.
Yeah.
If one chat window tries to write content, analyze data, and build strategy simultaneously, it loses focus. Its attention mechanism gets scattered.
I see.
An agent must have one clear, isolated responsibility.
So the market researcher only finds trends. They absolutely do not design the ad visuals.
Right, and just like a real kitchen, if the fry cook tries to bake the souffle, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
The creative designer doesn't touch the campaign data. You keep the roles strictly separated.
How do you actually focus the AI so it doesn't wander off task?
Well, you define strict limitations clearly in its setup file. You tell it exactly what it should never do.
So you're essentially building a highly controlled digital assembly line.
You are. And it works beautifully.
Now that we know our team's roles, where do these digital chefs actually work?
Right.
They need a highly organized kitchen.
They need a permanent workspace. For this setup, the source heavily recommends using VS Code.
That's Visual Studio Code, a popular app where developers write code and organize files.
Exactly.
Beat. But why use a coding app instead of a normal browser chat window?
Because a chat window is basically a goldfish. It forgets everything.
Yeah.
VS Code gives the AI spatial awareness. Claude Code can actually read your local folders. It can see your files, your skills, and your final outputs all in one place.
If I understand the source correctly, we're dividing this digital workspace into two distinct folder types. System folders and working folder.
That's the architectural secret. Think of system folders as the AI's long-term memory.
What actually goes into those system folders to build that memory?
This is where you put a context folder, an SOP folder, and a templates folder. This teaches the AI about your business.
Right.
You drop in your brand voice guide, you add your ideal customer personas, you include your current marketing strategy.
So Go Travel, our test brand, needs the AI to deeply understand its target demographic.
Right.
It needs to know the exact tone to use for adventurous millennials.
Without that context folder, the AI just defaults to generic corporate speak. With it, the AI sounds like your best copywriter.
I have to offer a vulnerable admission here.
Oh.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself when staring at a blank chat window. It's incredibly frustrating.
It happens to everyone. I mean, prompt drift is when the AI forgets original instructions over a long chat. By the 10th prompt, it's completely lost the plot.
But if we're using the system folder structure, the context becomes permanent.
Exactly. Because VS Code reads that Claude.md file automatically in the background. It acts as a persistent system prompt. The AI physically cannot forget your brand. Those rules are injected into its memory every single time you hit enter.
So if the system folders act as the AI's long-term memory, where does it put its actual daily work without cluttering up its brain?
That's where the working folders come in. You create folders named ads, pages, reports, and social creatives.
Okay.
This is where Claude saves the polished outputs.
And the ultimate routing manager for all these folders remains that manager file.
Yeah. It tells the AI exactly what the project is about. It maps out how the folders are organized.
Right.
It tells the AI exactly where new files should be saved.
How do you prevent context overload when the AI scans all these different folders?
You configure the manager file to direct the AI only to specific context files when performing specific tasks.
So the routing file acts as a protective cognitive filter.
That's a great way to put it.
The digital workspace is built. Before hiring the specific agents, we need to stock the shelves with our workflows.
Yes.
We need to craft the actual playbooks.
The skills library. This is my favorite part. This is where you store your repeatable workflows so you never have to explain a task twice.
The source strongly advises starting small here. Start with just 3 to 5 tasks you repeat weekly.
People always try to build 50 skills on day one. It's a classic mistake.
Yeah.
Build one skill, test it, refine it, make sure it works perfectly before moving on.
Let's look at a specific playbook from the source material, the branded deck skill.
This completely changes the game for creating presentations. Instead of hitting a generic slide layout, you teach the AI your exact corporate style.
How does an AI actually study a corporate style?
Well, you drop a finished PowerPoint template into the templates folder. You ask Claude to analyze its underlying structure.
Okay.
It reads the XML code. It analyzes the specific hex colors. It studies the typography and spacing rules.
It essentially creates a reverse-engineered, detailed report on what makes your deck feel uniquely on brand.
Exactly. Then you save that report as a permanent skill. The next time you need a strategy deck, the AI automatically applies those exact design parameters.
That is a massive time saver.
Huge.
There's also the social creative design skill. This one functions slightly differently.
Yeah, this one is about capturing a vibe. You store strong visual references in an examples folder. Then you pair it with a style guide document.
It studies the image direction and the visual mood. It doesn't just copy a single template rigidly.
Right.
But doesn't forcing the AI to study past examples kill its creativity and make the output robotic?
What's fascinating here is that constraints actually breed creativity. Yeah. When you give the AI a defined sandbox of approved colors and moods, it stops generating generic stock photo aesthetics. It starts combining your specific brand elements in highly creative, unexpected ways.
Freedom within a strict framework.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
The AI needs boundaries to be truly clever.
How do you handle updating these skills over time when your brand strategy changes?
You simply open the specific skill text file, rewrite the outdated step, and the AI instantly adopts a new process.
So dynamic skill files prevent the system from getting stale.
They make evolving your business incredibly seamless.
Our playbooks are officially written. Now we use the /agents command to hire the specialized talent to read them.
We're finally assembling the AI team.
For Go Travel, the test system created 5 highly specific agents.
First up is the market researcher. This agent dives into audience insights, seasonal trends, and competitor angles.
Second is the campaign strategist.
Right. They take that raw research and turn it into actionable campaign ideas, offers, and messaging.
Third is the content creator. They write the actual deliverables, blog posts, social captions, and lead magnets.
Fourth is the creative designer. They handle the visual direction and specific ad creatives.
And finally, the data analyst.
Yeah. They read the post-campaign data and build performance dashboards to see what worked.
We mentioned this briefly, but the golden rule here is keeping roles completely separate.
You have to avoid functional overlap at all costs. The market researcher structures their data strictly so the strategist can read it. They don't try to draft the social posts.
It's like stacking Lego blocks of data. Each agent perfectly builds on the previous one without stepping on any toes.
That's exactly how the system avoids chaos. You use a built-in command called /agents to generate these roles.
Okay.
Claude actively asks what the agent should do, which tools it can use, and which skills it has access to.
And it saves a permanent agent file inside your project.
Yeah.
That file defines the specific working style for that digital employee.
You keep their system prompts incredibly simple. You outline their main job. You list their specific skills. Most importantly, you explicitly list what they must never do.
How do you stop agent boundary bleed when marketing tasks naturally overlap?
Well, you clearly specify in the agent's system prompt which upstream or downstream agent they must hand the work off to.
So clear boundaries prevent the digital chefs from constantly fighting.
Good fences make for very good AI agents. We have the specialized team. We have the comprehensive playbooks.
Yep.
But if you drop a massive project on their desk, who grabs it first? We need routing rules.
This is the actual operating system of the entire agency. Without routing rules, Claude might call the wrong agent. Or it might use a heavy, slow agent when a simple skill would work perfectly.
We update the overarching manager file with these logic rules.
Right. The simplest heuristic to use is this. Use a skill for simple execution and formatting. Use an agent for tasks needing judgment, deep thinking, or synthesis. If you just need a format change from a blog to an email, use a skill.
Exactly.
If you need to figure out a controversial campaign angle, triggers the campaign strategist agent.
Let's look at the ultimate test outlined in the source. The Japan Cherry Blossom Season campaign.
This is where the theory gets real.
Yeah.
We give Claude one complex campaign task. Create a full Japan Cherry Blossom Season campaign for Go Travel.
We're asking for market research, a strategic brief, social posts, ad creatives, and a fully coded landing page. All from one prompt.
Walk us through how they pass the baton.
Okay, first, the manager reads the routing rules and activates the market researcher. It crawls for current travel trends. It discovers that travelers are actually exhausted by crowded Kyoto spots. They want hidden neighborhood gems.
Next, the campaign strategist takes that specific data block.
Right.
It creates a strategic brief called Sakura Like a Local.
The angle isn't just about pretty flowers anymore. It's about a highly local, guided, less touristy experience.
Wow.
The brief rigidly defines the core message and the specific travel offer.
Then the content creator agent steps in.
Yeah.
It's instructed to draft posts based only on that specific brief. It can invent new offers.
It writes engaging posts about local neighborhood etiquette or common mistakes eager tourists make during the season.
After that, the creative designer activates the social creative design skill. It references the style guide to make visuals matching that exact local vibe.
Finally, the landing page skill uses all those assets to build the actual site. It uses the exact same message, the approved offer, and the foundational audience insight.
Ooh, beat. Imagine scaling this to 1 billion queries.
Yeah.
You could run hundreds of highly specialized, localized campaigns simultaneously while you sleep.
It's entirely possible today because every final output is logically connected. Right. It's not a random quirky caption or a generic cherry blossom image. Everything flows downstream from one centralized strategic brief.
How do you break down these massive, complex campaigns so that the system doesn't crash halfway through?
Well, you mandate in the routing rules that the AI must output a detailed step-by-step checklist before executing any actual work.
So forced planning prevents the system from hallucinating wild ideas.
It anchors the AI to a logical sequence before it writes a single word.
This automated system works beautifully in a vacuum.
Sure.
But how does a human team actually interacts with it during a chaotic Tuesday afternoon?
You have to connect it to the real world, use a Kanban board.
The source suggests using a simple Notion task board, a standard layout.
Yeah.
To do. In progress. Complete.
Real marketing work doesn't happen inside one clean, magical prompt. Tasks come from client emails, Slack messages, everywhere.
Yeah.
You need a centralized place where human managers can drop tickets for the AI to pick up.
But you can't just create social posts on a Notion ticket and expect magic.
Oh, that's a recipe for disaster. The AI will just guess the context. You need highly specific, bounded briefs.
A good ticket looks like. Create 5 carousel slides for first-time Japan travelers based on the Sakura brief.
The clearer the parameters of the task, the better the AI executes the workflow.
And the source highlights a fascinating feature here called /remote control.
This feature is wild. It generates a secure, temporary link for your active workspace.
Okay.
You can open it on your phone's browser. It lets you trigger your local computer's Claude session from anywhere in the world.
You could literally be buying coffee, check your phone, and text your AI.
Yeah.
Grab the highest priority Notion ticket and execute it.
The AI securely reads the Notion board API.
A digital bridge letting two different software programs talk.
Right. It picks up the top task. It reads the routing rules to decide which agent to use. It does the heavy lifting. It saves the deliverables in the correct working folder. And finally, it marks the Notion ticket as complete.
So what does this all mean? It means we've genuinely moved from querying an AI chatbot to managing a digital coworker pulling tickets from a queue.
It's a profound shift in daily productivity. You aren't manually assigning tiny copy-paste steps anymore. You're managing an intelligent system.
What happens if a human writes a Notion ticket that is just too vague for the system to process?
The AI will confidently generate a highly generic, useless output, proving that garbage in always equals garbage out.
So vague inputs still guarantee completely useless AI output.
Always. You absolutely cannot automate bad management.
Let's recap the big idea here. Beat. The real shift isn't about writing better single prompts.
Yeah.
Prompts engineering is becoming obsolete. It's about building a structured operating system.
By combining permanent brand context, rigid skills, specialized agents, and strict routing rules, you create something entirely new.
You create a reliable system that can logically plan, meticulously create, and organize aligned marketing campaigns autonomously. It's a full agency living inside a code editor.
It completely stops being a novelty toy. It becomes a functional business engine.
Which brings me to a final, slightly philosophical thought. 2-sec silence. If a solo user can build a 5-person agency inside a code editor today, what happens in a few years when your autonomous AI agency starts independently communicating and negotiating with other companies' autonomous AI agencies?
That's a wild thought. Full machine-to-machine commerce. Your AI negotiating a sponsorship deal with my AI.
We'll leave you with that to ponder. For now, grab a notebook today. Write down just 3 repeatable weekly workflows that you can transform into your very first AI playbooks. Start small.
Pick the repetitive tasks you absolutely hate doing.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Stay curious. OTPO Music.